Now, I did promise a desync guide, didn't I? But before we can get into it being a guide, we have to ask the question, what is desync exactly? And I'm gonna do my best to explain that for you. In gaming, desync, short for desynchronization, refers to a situation where there is a mismatch between what a player experiences locally and what other players or the server sees. This occurs when the data or state of the game is not properly synchronized across all players and the server, leading to differences in how the game behaves for everybody. In the case of the Isle Evrima, desync can cause several issues, such as positioning errors, like a player may appear to be in one location on their screen, but other players or the server sees them in a different position. For example, you might think you're standing on a rock or moving in a certain direction, but to others you could be floating in midair or running in a different direction. And then you have hit detection issues, like the combat or the interactions with other players and creatures can become unreliable. You might think you've hit someone or something, but due to the desync, the server might not register that hit or might register a hit on the wrong target. Then we get animation problems, like characters, or in this case creatures, might not show the correct animation for actions like running, attacking, or any of their abilities. A player might see their own animation correctly, but other players might see something completely different, especially with the prediction system in place. Oh, what the hell, Michael Jackson? What the hell? Okay, hold on. That shit scares me. You were, you were sliding all over the place. Okay, now that's some different versions of desync. That's crazy. Okay. Just gonna not bad, straight up tap off. That is insane. Then we have lag and stuttering with ping. Desync often occurs alongside network issues, such as high ping or packet loss. This can cause lag where the game freezes for a second or stutters. And when it unfreezes, events are out of sync with what has actually happened in the meantime. So desync can be caused by these four factors. And it can be particularly tricky for you as the player to know what the hell is going on. So I got you. And we're basically going to explain it. I'm gonna be using some footage that we created. We set up some fights between the different pings, and while that footage plays, I intend to pause it here and there to try and explain things. And afterwards, I'll also give you some tips and advice on how you can dodge this. A little bit of a warning though, there are ping numbers that go so high that it becomes undodgeable. Because you simply do not have the capacity to respond anymore. It exceeds the 2 seconds that a human is capable of. When that occurs, that is just a thing that the devs really need to work on. So I'll be showing it in 3 versions, like low ping, no difference, double ping, and triple ping difference. Yeah, I really hope this will illustrate to a lot of you what the desync is actually doing. It will also be very eye-opening to me, because the last time we did a desync test is a few patches ago. So I'm learning alongside with you guys, but hey, let's just turn it into a guide while we're at it. And I think it could be an interesting experience for the both of us. So I got some help from 3 specific players. We have Neffy, who has 10 ping more than me, so let's just say same ping range. Then we have Nessie, who has a ping of around 60, so double my ping. And then we have Kitty, who is on give or take 90 ping. So we're gonna see how much the ping intensifies the desync on every matchup. I'll be running the fights myself, And I'll try to bring in somebody extra. So with a bit of luck, I might have Kissa here with me with a second. And then we will go over it together. So let's see. But I have to say this one in general, it's kind of alright. Oh yeah, this is the moment. And yeah, it's just really this confusing, because on your screen you're like, I'm right past him, and then he hits you behind. So that lag shadow thing is still a thing. Nothing really changed there. What I really wanna get into though is those ramps that hit that they shouldn't hit. Let me see, there should be one here. That one. 37. To be fair, on his screen he's also not really connecting that much. Like, his head is still not at my tip. So maybe that hitbox is a bit bloated and the desync just blows that up. Although I didn't take a lot of damage from this. That was the 1% hit. Oh yeah, here was crazy. I think this here is really caused because you're trying to get into those openings and out of them, but the Carno just bites faster than you. Like here, look at that, he's hammering the hell out of me. Still hits. You physically can't escape that. Yeah, that one. What do you think is doing that? Allowing it like to hit. Even on his screen I was, what, give or take here? 27, 26.
Roll back a little. What's it from the corner POV?
Also slow it down a little. Yeah, that is not really connecting.
It connects earlier.
Like around here, you think?
No. Like I go behind back. I know when he pressed the button. Yeah, on your screen it looks absolutely horrible. On the Kano screen it does not your tip tail with an active RAM.
Yeah, so here I feel like I am just outside of range. Might be actually in range. So I step backwards. She bites. And on her screen I feel like I'm out of range, no? Or is that in range? You're the Carno expert.
Let me look. Yeah, and she's I think already running forwards. I think that's gonna like, yeah, I think that lands if you stand still there, that's not gonna land. But if you run forwards with that timing, you're gonna land.
Also, she is biting here, but I don't see it yet. Then here it happens. And for me, like, this is what people complain about. They're like, how does this hit me? But on her screen, she's right on top.
Yeah.
And then here, if you look closely, it also corrects to show me like it is on top. But it looks so weird. Okay, this is a good example actually. There's visibly a gap. On her screen, she's like right on top of my tail.
Yep.
So yeah, with that lag shadow, it's just tough. I can't help but laugh at seeing your body hang there. Hold on, bro. This looks like you just hang yourself. You were done with it. From the yeet hex. This looks so silly.
I'm on the Raptor.
I walked past it. I was like, he just hang himself. He's done.
I fucking hang myself on the Raptor. I fucking hang myself on the Raptor.
Okay, sorry. Let's continue.
I should have committed. I'm bad.
Damn. What happens if I don't give the prediction system too much information? That works surprisingly better than moving a lot.
Yeah, you're teleporting like crazy.
Because I'm not giving any information to the prediction system. We're not moving much. You can do that.
I just fucking teleporting around the whole time.
I know how to make it happen.
Yeah, I know. But now I just die.
I'm giving it information. Such a diff. Oh wow, I'm not hitting at all. I'm dead. Yep. The game was denying me that. I'm pretty sure you're red.
Oh yeah, but nothing else than the damage spawn, basically.
Yeah. So like you can only dodge if you don't give too much information to the system. Alright, so let's circle back to the question. How do you dodge desync? As I am sure that is what most of you guys are here for, and I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't feel entirely like a guide, so this video is partly being research on it, but I feel it's needed to do that research in order to help you guys and ensure that I am not talking out of my ass entirely. A few things I noticed myself that I find interesting to digest. Low ping players are pretty much in real time, but they have what I call a lag shadow, a term you might have heard me use earlier in the video, and I'll explain more about it. Then we have high ping players being very delayed, like the example earlier with Kitty, where I could visually see a gap on her screen and she was just right on top of me. So with people above 100 ping, this would probably get even worse. And another interesting fact, if you reduce your movement instead of trying to move faster and constantly, you can mess up the prediction system that tries to keep your movement in real time for the other person, making it more jittery and teleportish. An example would be Kissa's Carno sliding all over, slide canceling, and the other example, once again, would be me in Z-Walk, and then suddenly botting in a direction opposed to maintaining movement and feeding the prediction system information. I also think to dodge the desync, knowledge about these three things are crucial, but we have to add two additional special ingredients to it. This is how I dodge desync whenever I'm out in the field doing my Raptor runs. 1. You have to anticipate your target's next move and then dodge before he even makes that move, like ahead of time. Which brings us to 2. Use your foresight. Because as a human, you have this neat little ability to see about 2 seconds into the future. You're already using this in your everyday life. Like a really good example would be when you are crossing the road and then you can predict if this car is going to hit you or not. So you either stop or you cross over, depending on knowing if you'll make it or not. And I know I made that second one sound like a psychic ability, but it's just a prediction ability that every human being has. So those two things you will really need, and if you combine it with the knowledge of how Desync operates under what type of ping, then you can kind of work it out like a math equation. I'll run an example. I'll use Kitty since she had the highest ping out of all three of them, and then I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so notice that every time when she, for example, slides, I am gone. Like, I am not gonna wait for the charge to come at me. I just dodge right there and then, or I make an action that prevents damage. Here I can't, I also knew that, but just to show you like that already hits me. So you really, really need to get out of the way. Another thing I like to do is just to move to the sides. Like she stares into me, I stare the other way. She stares into me, I stare the other way. It's like the moment your target is looking at you, you kind of know that they want to go for you because they're lining up and they're ready to fire. It's like aiming a gun in Carno's case. Other dinosaurs have certain abilities. For example, a Tenno, they really love to run up to you and then suddenly turn and kick you in the head, right? We all seen that happen. Or a Paki who just rears up and then just runs at you. You know he's going to be trying to land a bonk if he gets close enough. So right before that moment happens, you essentially want to feel that out, and then you just want to step out of the way. Yeah, like I have knowledge about it, I have an idea of how to dodge it, and I still get hit. So if you get hit by it, don't be too hard on yourself. You will just have to get more and more and more used to it, and at one point you'll be able to dodge pretty high levels of desync. I mean, this is 90 ping, which is, in my opinion, as high as it should ever go. Kissa told me that above 230 the game stops compensating, but in my opinion that should be 100. Let's not get into that too much. Yeah, essentially, to dodge. I anticipate, move, still wasn't good enough, so I have to anticipate even faster. Now I know that it can hit me, my prediction ability is learning from it. So, to use my own method, to use my own terminology, I know if that car, is going to be hitting me or not. Yeah. Also with these intervals, you have to realize like the attack speed of your opponent. Your lag shadow is also a thing. With lag shadow, I mean like, picture that there's somebody running behind you constantly, following your every move, copying everything you do. Your shadow, right? Now if that shadow gets hit, you get hit. So in my case, I get hit a lot by it. And yeah, you just have to dodge for 2, not just for 1. So dodge really widely. This is not like a Souls game where you can frame dodge. Maybe if both of you aren't like 10 ping, then you can pull that crap. But as soon as there's ping involved that goes above 30, you have to incorporate that idea of a lag shadow. It's gonna keep you safe. It's gonna help you deal with it. You also have to combine it with the other video that I've shown about PvP and tips. Like that knowledge goes hand in hand with this knowledge. Those 2 videos are essentially, you know, a set. Very important that you have seen that one, because they are like puzzle pieces, you know, to the same puzzle. Alright, yeah, that is essentially how you dodge desync. You just move out of the way before it even gets there. You calculate trajectories, you calculate the delays, and like as you see here, dodging it only because I step out of the way ahead of time. Enough time for my shadow to also dodge. You know? And that's the only way you're gonna be doing this. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. And if you want to learn some extra tricks, you know, that Raptor can do, because there is some tech, I'll see you in the next one, where we will go over more advanced techniques that a Raptor can perform. Cheers. Okay. It's just a headshot with the red antenna. Hello there.